Okay, you can talk smack about influencers if you want, but don't be a grandma. Influencers are here to stay, and if you actually understood this new industry, you'd realize that either you could be one or you could be using influencers to grow your business. To dig into all of this, I brought in Jessi Ngatikaura. She is one of the stars of Hulu's show, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which pulled back the curtain on a group of Utah moms whose TikToks about family, faith, and drama blew up into a whole subculture the internet now calls MomTok. But Jessi's not just an influencer. She is a full-blown business operator running 6 companies. She's got a lot to say about contracts, holding companies, building businesses with friends who sometimes get on your nerves, and why you can't always judge a bossy girl's book by its cover. Watch this. Jessi, welcome to Bossy.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's so nice to have you. I want to talk to you today a little bit about the business of being an influencer, because a lot of times people think that being an influencer is just getting paid to post. But a lot of influencers that I know that have like robust businesses, there's like a whole ecosystem of businesses. They don't just have like one thing and posting's all they do. They have a whole system of businesses. And I know that you have multiple businesses. Many of them I think existed before you were on the Hulu show, Secret Life of Mormon Wives. And so I'm really curious to hear what your kind of platter of businesses are that you have. I have a friend who helps small and medium businesses advertise, and he's always telling me how many businesses brag about never spending any money on marketing. I honestly do not think that that is a flex. Perfecting paid advertising is how you build something scalable. And of course, ROI is never guaranteed, but you refine the ads over time, and that's how you get the edge. And you can get creative too. So I'm just learning about Amazon ads, and it's cool because you can reach customers based on their buying or browsing or streaming interests. At first, I thought that Amazon ads were only for businesses that sell products directly on Amazon, but actually small and medium businesses, like the one that I run too, can create ads that show up when customers are streaming shows on Prime Video or Twitch or Fire TV. When I think about traditional TV ads, I kind of assume that they're way too expensive for my business. But I'm super interested now in putting ads for my business on streaming platforms like Amazon because there's no minimum spend requirement at all. Check this out with me at advertising.amazon.com/start now so that we can all gain the edge with Amazon ads.
Yes, I have a lot going on. And I think that's actually a misconception a lot of people have, is that I was on the show and then I started these businesses and they blew up. And I've actually had my businesses for 9 years. So I was a hustler before the show and it's just gotten crazier.
Yeah.
And now I've kind of added influencer, and I've done that for a while, but now it's more so. So yeah, there's a lot of different things that go into everything that I do. And I'm excited to kind of talk about that because I think a lot of people think that influencers are superficial and you get just paid to post and it's so easy, and there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, well, influencers are now, I was literally explaining this to my mother because my mother is like, what? Someone's paying you to post? I do not understand what you're talking about. And I was like, the way I was trying to explain it to her is like, influencers are now the new media companies in many ways. Like you used to go, if you were a company and you wanted to advertise, you would go to radio, you go to TV, you go to a magazine and put your advertisement spot there because that's where people are looking. But now people are looking and they're scrolling. And so people who have large audiences and followings, even medium-sized ones, they then become the new media company. And that's a business that you can then run.
I was going to say it's true. I actually was telling someone the other day that, I was like, talking about how like some of me and my friends have gotten like these big brand deals, and they're like, I can't believe influencers make like 50 grand or more for a post. And I'm like, it's like a commercial though. Like we're not watching TV the same way we used to. TikTok and Instagram, that's our commercial. So they're investing that same money they would have in like a professional production into this now because it's just more relevant.
They would have paid way more on it on the commercial on TV spot, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're actually saving money.
So what are the businesses that you have, in addition to, you do get paid to post on social media, but what are the other businesses that you have for 9 years or that portfolio?
Okay, so I'm a hairdresser and I opened my hair salon in 2016. So I have a hair salon, and then I expanded into opening an extension company. And I also have products through that extension company. We have shampoo, conditioner, hair serum. We're working on more. I have so many different products for hairstylists. We have brushes, curling irons. And then I opened a hair school 3 years ago. And that's a business where you can come and get licensed. So anyone can attend. You stay for 9 months, you get licensed to become a hairstylist. And then I also have an education business where we do continued education for stylists. So I'm pretty busy.
Yeah, it sounds like you're busy, but like this is an ecosystem. It's like a flywheel of businesses because they're all in the same space. So I imagine they would help each other and they support
Yeah.
each other. Can you give us a sense of like what percentages of revenue come from each side? Like is one the main business and other ones are side business? How does that look for you?
Yeah, it's interesting because I think that a lot of the people I teach are like, I want to own a salon one day without realizing salons don't really make you money. So if I had
Mm,
to break it down, my hair salon on its own is like 2% of my business. My
okay.
extension company and the products we sell, we have a retail store, we have a huge warehouse, and we ship worldwide. That's like 98% of my business. Like that's where most of it comes from. Education's a little separate. So like that's its own thing, but it's new. Like our school is only 3 years old and it takes like 5 years to make a profit in any new business, right?
Yeah.
So that's going really well, but I haven't even like taken a paycheck from it yet. So that dream is to just continue expanding that. My education business that is continued education does really well as well. I don't know percentage wise. It does really well, but still my extension company is like number one. So that's kind of the umbrella that everything falls under.
How do you think about your personal brand or you could call it like a creator led media company as well? Like, for example, for myself,
Yeah.
I have a separate LLC that is my personal brand LLC. And
Yeah.
so if I'm doing shows or if I'm doing content deals, like that's that own separate business. Do you have a separate
Yeah.
business for that?
I do. I think I have 5 or 6 LLCs because I have my salons one, my extension company is one, my hair school's one, I have a holdings company, and then my personal one, so 5. And my personal one is where I do all of my brand deals, all of my like influencer stuff goes to that LLC.
Yeah.
And if I take clients like doing hair, it goes through that one as well.
Would you say that in terms of if you look at all of the companies, the majority of the revenue comes from the influencer and personal brand side, and then the other revenue is kind of in this holding company of other brands, or is it a different mix?
Kind of. I would say the most successful one is my extension company. So it's Jay-Z Styles Hair. And that's the one that we like have a website, we ship worldwide. So that's the most. And then my personal one for influencing, I do make really good money there, but it's like nothing compared to my extension company. My holdings company is actually something because my dad's my business partner. We created that to do real estate investment. So we kind of run
Ah.
like properties through that. And that's like a whole other thing.
Yeah, I love it. This is good. Like this is you're debunking the myth that like someone who's an influencer, someone who we see on TV or see on TikTok doesn't have a solid business ecosystem. You've got a whole
Yeah.
ecosystem going here. What would you say is the income stream that makes you feel the most drained?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say probably the hair school, only because I started the hair school 7 years after my other businesses, and my hair school is so different because you have to follow all the state laws, like
Yeah.
Doppel and, like they just require so much. We have to get accredited. I have an amazing director who does most of it, but that's been the hardest business for me because it's not just my passion like my other ones. It's like I have to follow all these laws and rules. So that one's probably the hardest for me. Whereas everything else has been really creative and fun and
Yeah.
kind of like I get to lead it, which is great.
We're going to pause for a quick activity called Office Hours, brought to you by Amazon Ads. One of our listeners sent in a marketing question, and we as a community are going to crowdsource our advice. So drop your vote into the comments to weigh in. Iman says, I run an email strategy and copywriting agency. I'm just expanding from being a solo freelancer to an agency with a team. What are some things I should shift about my marketing strategy as I make that shift? One thing I was thinking was maybe Iman needs to think more about measurable marketing. There is a hot take that says marketing is only valuable if you can measure it. But I don't know if that's always true or applies to Iman's situation. The tension is, should she double down on marketing that she can track as she grows, or is storytelling and brand positioning just as important right now? When it comes to Iman's situation, do you think that this marketing is only valuable if you can measure it hot take is true or false? And what ideas do you have for her? Head to the comments to vote and share your thoughts. Okay, For people who don't know what MomTok is, and in this kind of group that you've been part of, can you lay out for us what MomTok is and how it's been relevant to you and growing your businesses as well as how it's helped?
Yeah, so I would say it started out as just some moms getting together and making fun content as like a break from their kids. Like, let's get together and eat yummy food and make funny dance videos, right? But it quickly turned into a business and now it is like an influencer stream of income. And Mom Talk is a group of women. And what I love about it is we're all making money as the breadwinners in our family, whether it's we have our own businesses or it's strictly social media. There's a mix of
Yeah.
that in our group. And it's just showing women that you can have fun with your friends, you can build businesses, you can be a mom, you can do it all. And I love that we're showing that message. There's a lot of drama and you guys see that, but overall that's the message we hope to share.
Yeah, I actually think you guys do a great job at balancing. Like, there's a reality show on Hulu about this, about you
Yeah.
guys, and I think you do a good job balancing. Like, it's reality, so we need juiciness and we need fun for people to be engaged. But also, I think
Yeah.
that there's a message that's really like a women's empowerment message in there that you guys do a great job
Yeah.
balancing.
Oh, thank you.
If TikTok and Instagram went away tomorrow, though, what part of your business would be like the most at risk for not surviving?
Oh, that's a good question. It's so funny. Remember when the TikTok like shutdown happened?
Yes.
It was
Yes.
awful, but
It
I
was like
did
a
a video that
day,
was
but everybody
satire.
was
It was like
freaked
2
out.
days, yeah, if that.
Yeah.
So dumb. But I did a video that was satire and it was like knowing that I'm the only one in Mom Talk that will survive if TikTok shuts down because I have a real business.
Oh,
And
the
it was a
shade.
joke and like I know. But it is true that I'm so glad that I have an established business outside of just being an influencer
Yeah.
because that can go away tomorrow. If TikTok really shuts down or if like you get canceled. I don't know. It's so
Yeah.
scary, the culture these
Yeah.
days. Also me and my whole group were all satire like that. So like my friends loved it. They were like, that's hilarious. But I would say the one most at risk, I think, would be probably the education business because we promote our education online and we kind of call to our audience to build and like post about our classes and sell
Mhm.
links and stuff. But I mean, all of my businesses, I started everything on social media. I was making YouTube videos, doing Instagram. So I feel like that platform's really helped me. I feel like my extension company is established enough where we just have clients that are always ordering. So that would be okay. But anything that I rely on to like bring new people in, like the school and education would suffer.
I actually think a lot of businesses would suffer because it's
Yeah.
not just about posting organically on these platforms anymore. Like, I have an app development agency and we run a lot of
Hmm.
advertisement on Facebook, Instagram. It's like the same
Oh,
platform,
yeah.
right? On Meta. And so I think that if those platforms went down, just the way that we get to new customers would totally change. Like, your ability for someone to be like, I always use this like image of like someone scrolling on the toilet and they like see you, they saw your ad, they clicked on your ad, they went to your thing. Like, it allows so many small businesses to get in front of people if you don't have a huge marketing force and like these humongous campaigns that you can do. Like, I actually
Yeah.
think that I would have a lot that would break down on the marketing and distribution part, not the like operations of the business, but how we get new people. We'd have to like rethink
Yeah.
all of that.
Think
And
about it. We used to like pass out business cards, and now TikTok and Instagram are our business
is
cards.
your business card. Like, it would change everybody's
Hmm.
business. Yeah. Okay. I've been really trying to understand the space of being an influencer and the business of this. And I've been like learning that there's kind of like different tiers of influencers. I want to share with you like what I've been learning, and you can like correct me if you see things that are like not accurate and what I'm learning. I'm trying to like piece this whole ecosystem together. So,
Yeah.
one thing that I've noticed, like kind of the entry point of being an influencer, if you don't have a large following yet, is something called UGC. It's like user generated
Hmm.
content. And so typically,
Yeah.
like a brand is paying you not to post to your big audience because you may not have a big audience. They're paying you to give them the content. So instead of posting it on your
Yeah.
page, you send them the video, they post it on their page, or they often will run an ad to it and like use it as their
It feels like
creative.
an actress almost, like you're doing
Yeah.
something for the company. Yeah.
That's a really great place to put it. It's like you're the spokesperson actress, so
Yeah.
maybe you have a cool personality, but not necessarily the huge following. And like
Yeah.
there's a platform. It's called Coley. I think it's Cochley that like
Mm.
has a lot of this. Like, a lot of brands are posting that they want someone to create something for their brand. Here's what we're looking for, and you can go on there and like submit and apply for these sorts of things. That's kind of like what
Yeah.
I've seen is like entry level. And it's kind of probably the prices people are paying are maybe like between $75 and $500 a video. That's kind of like how a lot of people start and get into it. Then there's like
Yes.
the micro influencer, which is maybe
Mhm.
like, I don't know, what would you consider a micro influencer? Like how many
I would
followers?
say like 100K and lower is like where it usually sits, but
Yeah.
even up to 500K, I think it can kind of it's just so competitive now. There's so many people who have millions of followers.
Totally. And some of this is like ambiguous, right? Because it's like these
Yeah.
categories, are you micro, are you this or that? But yeah, I think probably like sub 100K, definitely sub 50K because there's like a
Yeah.
micro. And a lot of times, so here brands are usually asking you to post on your page. They're asking a micro influencer to do that. But the
Mhm.
biggest thing that they want is like engagement because a lot of these accounts have like
Yeah.
really great, they maybe don't have a lot of people following them, but the people who do like are
Are
engaged.
loyal.
They're really loyal. And also the way that the
Yeah.
algorithms are starting to work too, like I see this a lot on Instagram, is like if you have a really big following, it won't even necessarily surface all of your posting to that following. Whereas if you have a
Yeah.
smaller following, more of your following tends to see it just from the algorithm's perspective. So there's better engagement even
Mhm.
built in that way. So
It's
a
so
lot of,
weird how it works.
I know, and then they change it.
I
So like
know.
whatever we're talking about now is gonna change. Yeah.
Yep, it's so
Yeah.
true. And I've also noticed with micro influencers, like when I was one, because before the show I only had like 120,000 followers,
Yeah.
and it was more like you get free product. Like it was a lot of gifting rather than payment.
Yes. What would you say is like the range for like that micro influencer of like what they typically get paid for something?
I would say when I was in that area, it was like 5,000 was like the most. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
like anywhere from like $1,000 to 5,000 depending on like stories or posts and stuff. And
Yeah.
now it's like so different. So I can totally see like within a year the shift that my page has had. And I like
Yeah.
went from this to this. It's crazy.
Yeah. What kind of company, like when you were in that range, 'cause, what kind of follower count are you as we talk about this conversation?
Okay, so before the show I had like 120,000 and now I
Yeah.
have 1.3 million on TikTok and then almost a
Amazing.
million on Instagram.
Okay.
Overnight. Crazy.
So, yeah, from the show.
Mhm.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, so we were talking about sort of this micro influencer space and kind of what people get paid. Yeah, I think like 5K is maybe that range. I also think that people can do like all the way up to like 15, 20K. I think it
Yeah.
depends on what kind of business is paying you, like what
Mhm.
industry they're in. So I was going to ask you, when you
Yes.
were a micro influencer, what kinds of companies were paying you? Like for me, it's usually like a tech company because I have a
Yeah.
tech business. What was it for you?
A lot of hair care brands because I am a hairdresser,
Yeah.
and then lifestyle mom stuff since I'm also a mom.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think some of this depends on the range of industry and also some of it's changing.
Yeah,
So I think probably in that like, and you also can lowball yourself, right? So anywhere
totally.
between like 1,000 and maybe like 15K is in this range, and how well you negotiate is up to you.
100%. And how much content you're willing to give them, and then also your engagement.
Totally, totally. And then there's sort of like full stack, like a full influencer that maybe is what, like a half a million plus, million plus,
Yeah.
kind of in that range. Typically, there's some sort of celebrity. They're looking for, a brand's looking for like brand awareness in that
Yes.
scenario. And then like, what would you say? There's like, I think there's a wide range. But like, what's the range
Oh
of what
yeah.
folks are getting paid there?
So I would say there's kind of two categories. There's like influencer, and then there's influencer celebrity. Who like
Yeah.
there are people like in that world. Like Alex Earl's a great example because she's an influencer, but she's now in the celebrity world. So I feel like people in
Mm-hmm.
that realm get more. But if you're an influencer with good engagement and a lot of followers, it's different. I
Yeah.
would say influencer, like you'll get deals anywhere from 20 grand up to 150 grand. Like it
Yeah.
can vary. Influencer celebrity can go half a million up. Like it's crazy how much it can
Yeah.
actually grow.
Do you ever see other moms that are in Mom Talk and like feel like you need to kind of like keep up with what they're doing, the kinds of brands they're partnering with, the kinds of traction that they're getting? Like it seems like it's inevitable. Do you feel that way sometimes?
Yeah, it's hard because especially within our group, there's 9 of us and we're all on the same show. So a lot of brands will pitch us similar things. Like we'll get a lot of the same things, but a lot
Yeah,
of times there can be jealousy because it's like, well, why did she get that and I didn't? Or sometimes like 3 girls will be chosen for something and it's like, well, why did those 3 get it, you know? And so it can be hard because you're like comparing yourself.
totally.
And I feel like that's the messy part of influencer life is you become friends with other influencers and it's kind of like a competition, but I hate that as well because I think that we all like kind of like give something different and unique. And that's why our show does well, is that there's someone who can relate to each of us for different reasons. So
Yeah.
we're like, I'm naturally going to attract the hair care brands, more beauty probably. Whereas like some of the other girls,
Mm-hmm.
like, Whitney and Jen, like they're doing the dancing. And so like active wear, stuff like that may appeal more to them. So I try to think of it as like I stay in my own lane and we all have our own paths for this. But I won't lie, like there's been times I've been like, wait, why did they get that? And I didn't. Like it is hard.
Yeah, the stay in your own lane is a good one, mainly for your own mental sanity. Like, I've got really
Yes.
successful friends, and I kind of have to like recenter myself and like, this is the lane that you're doing. Just do that lane. Just focus there.
Yeah.
What
We
would
all
you
have our own
say?
journey.
Yeah. What would you say is kind of like an unspoken rule that everyone in Mom Talk follows but doesn't like explicitly say?
Oh gosh. Honestly, we need spoken rules because all of us go rogue. It's like one of them is like one that like doesn't get followed is like let's not post about each other online and be petty, and it happens all the time.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
would say like a rule that we like have that like we do follow that's unspoken is probably to like comment on each other's things and hype each other up, right? Like you do that for your
Ah.
friends, but especially in Mom Talk, people notice when we don't. And so it's like if I don't comment on Layla's video, am I mad at her? So it's kind of a thing we all have where it's like we know we have to publicly support, not that we wouldn't, but like all the eyes are on us. So it's like we have to kind of like go out of our way to make sure we do it, which is crazy.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I have that sort of unspoken with some of my friends too. Like when you see someone's post, like go ahead and like engage with it. But
Yeah.
does that mean that you have to be constantly looking? Because like how many women are in Mom Talk? It's a lot of you
9,
guys.
and it's a lot. And especially with the algorithm, sometimes I miss their posts. Like on my For You
Yeah.
page, especially, it's like I'm looking at those things, not necessarily like my following page. So sometimes I'll be like, wait, I didn't even see that. And it was 4 days ago. So it is hard.
Has there always been nine? Sometimes you guys be like kicking someone out.
Since the show started, we started with 8 and then we added Miranda. So we have 9 now.
Okay,
But
okay.
it's true, like it ebbs and flows. Like half the time it feels like there's like 7 of us because like Jen's gone half the time. Now Whitney and Jen are in LA doing Dancing with the Stars. So here at home, there's 7
Yeah.
of us. We're always all kind of like splitting off, but 9 as of now.
Yeah, I often hear people talk about the Kardashians and they talk about sort of internal conversations they have as a family about who's doing more work than the other. And like some
Yeah.
feel like they're carrying more weight, but everybody gets paid the same. Do you
Uh-huh.
feel like that becomes a dynamic where it's like someone's away, but it's like we're all working here, we're trying to like push this forward and you're distracted?
Yes. I mean, I don't know if you watched the show, but in season 2, there was like a contract negotiation with Demi and I.
Yeah.
And the hard thing about that for me was that she was like, well, I deserve more because I was a fan favorite. And it's like, well, we're all doing the work though. Like, we're all working 6 days a week filming this show, putting in the same amount of work. You don't deserve more just because you had a moment, you know? So
Yeah.
I would say that is like a conversation that happens. I would say luckily most of us are pretty respectful of it, but as time goes on, that could change. Who knows?
Yeah. Working with your friends is hard, right? Like there's this
Oh,
line that you have to land on because some people like sometimes a relationship can be more leaning on friend, sometimes a relationship is more leaning on business. How you act with those different kinds of relationships are kind of different. Like you're different in other circumstances, you're different with your friends than you are with your colleagues, but now like your
yeah.
friends or your colleagues, how do you manage that? Do you just treat them like colleagues then?
So luckily I have a lot of experience in this because my business, I hired all my family. So for 9 years, I've worked with my family, which can be really hard, but I think it gave me a lot of insight into how to work with friends. I've also hired a lot of my friends and lost a lot of my friends in my business because of that.
Yeah.
So I've learned a lot of lessons where you just kind of have to have boundaries. And how I think of it is like I'm putting on my boss hat or my work hat right now. And then I have my friend hat, right? And when we're having those business conversations, just staying respectful, trying to understand the other person's perspective, but also do what's best for you. But I think as long as you never get like catty or you take it too far personally, I think you're going to be okay. And also, there's just some personalities that do better with it than others. And that's what I've
Yeah.
found.
I really like working with friends. Working with
Hmm.
family is a little, I don't know. Like my
It's
mom is an
hard.
accountant. She was my CPA for many years. She kept calling me little
Wow.
girl in the meetings. I was like, come on, I'm trying to be serious. She kept
You're like,
doing that.
Mom, stop. Yeah,
Yeah, like we're trying to have a meeting. It's just serious information. Yeah. Okay, I want
totally.
to play a little game with you. It's called Boss Move or Doing Too Much. So I'm going to
Ooh.
give you something that you could be doing, someone out there could be doing, and I want you to tell me if this is a boss move or it's just doing too much.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. First one, launching a second brand 2 months postpartum. Boss move, doing too much.
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm gonna say boss move only because I'm that crazy person who I opened a hair school while I was pregnant and I was in that school 3 days after giving birth working. Um, I would say like objectively that is doing too much. Looking back, I'm like, what was I thinking? But I do feel like certain women just kind of have that in us. Like we're pushing out babies, we're opening businesses. Like I think
Yeah.
women are amazing. And I think the fact that we can do that is great. Like Jen's doing Dancing with the Stars 6 weeks postpartum. Like crazy, but
Yeah.
amazing. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
Okay.
boss move.
This is a good point. I know Beyonce did this interview right after she did like her homecoming tour, and she was just like, I did the most and I
Yeah.
learned that I will never do that again. So it's almost like it's a boss move and it's doing too much.
You're right. It's both. And maybe you learn the hard way.
Yeah. Okay, I've got the second one for you. Hiring a stylist for all of your reels. Boss move or doing too much?
Doing too much. I always say this that like I know the housewives, for example, do glam for like every scene they film.
Yeah.
Our show could never. Like half the time I don't have makeup on. I can't imagine also doing that for my social media content.
Yeah.
It takes hours to get glammed up and get all the clothes and have a stylist and it's expensive. So
Yeah.
absolutely doing
And then
too
there's like a
much.
bar that you feel like you have to always be at then and you have to keep climbing it.
And also like people like influencers because they're relatable. And if you
Yeah.
show up in like designer in every video, they're gonna be like, okay, that's not attainable. I'm not gonna buy what you're selling.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, filming a day in the life vlog every day. Boss move or doing too much?
Oh, that's hard because I know some influencers who's that's their brand. Like that's how they
Yeah.
built their business. Like they're known for that and it's like their niche. So I
Yeah.
would say if that's your niche, then that's a boss move because you've found what works for you. But if you feel like you're doing it just because you think that's what's popular, it's doing too much. So it kind of depends.
Okay, got it. That's good. That's good. Okay, last one. Making your toddler a verified Instagram account. Boss move or
Doing
doing
too
too much?
much. No,
Why?
they don't even know. Because, okay, so I show my kids, but my son's getting to the age where he's 5 and he's now like, I can ask him, like, do you want to be on camera or not? And I'll respect it. He's
Yeah.
such a ham, so he loves it. So he's all about it. But if he told me, like, I don't want to do that, I would respect it. And I feel like if you're forcing that on your kid at such a young age, a big
Yeah.
audience, verifying their account, it puts so much pressure on them. Whereas, like, they should be able to choose that once they're at that age,
Yeah.
you know?
Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. Okay, so I'm curious if there are any influencers' business models that are out there that you particularly like and are like, ooh, I like what they're doing.
Yes, it's a hair person, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like my alley, but,
Yeah.
Jen Atkin, do you know who that is?
No, tell me about her.
Okay,
I
she's
don't know.
amazing. So she just started out as a normal hairdresser, and she now does hair for the Kardashians. She has a hair care line. She's written a book. She just has like taken what I do, being a normal hairstylist, and become like a multi-million-dollar brand. She's her
Yeah.
hair cares, I think, in it's either Ulta, Sephora. She's just so successful, and I love that she
Yeah.
started just as a normal behind the chair hairdresser and turned it into an empire.
Yeah. Okay. How is there like any like nuance of how she did that you're like, oh, I really like that? Or sometimes it's hard to see all the details of what someone's doing too.
Yeah, I read her book. Her book's
Oh.
really good, and the name is "Blowing My Way to the Top," but it's like a blow dryer, you know. So I thought it was
Yeah.
funny. But she just kind of talks about her work ethic and how she didn't turn things down and building relationships. And I think that's actually the most
Mm,
important thing is building relationships with your clients, with the people around you. And I think that if you're respected and well liked in the business world, it gets you a lot further. I really admire that because I feel like that's what's gotten me successful is building relationships within my industry. And now
yeah.
with what I do with the show, I'm doing the same thing where not just with MomTok, but behind the scenes, I have really great relationships with my producers and the network and the production company because I value that. And I think it can also help your career when the show's over and maybe I get other opportunities because of that. Right. So I really admire that she really like honed in on her relationships and especially being a celebrity stylist, those celebrities have to trust you and you have to be someone that
Yeah.
they, can trust and rely on. So I just thought that was important.
And not everybody is great at building those relationships. Sometimes it's just like not your strong suit too. So I love that you're like, no, I do this. I'm good at this. I can use this and leverage this to kind of be in my advantage. Is there
Yeah.
anyone in Mom Talk that you feel like doesn't really maximize as much on the like relationship building piece of this and kind of misses out on that?
Um, okay, I would say, and not in a shady way at all,
Yeah.
by the way. But I will say Jen, she went through a lot, like mentally. And so I feel like she's kind of taken a step away from the group because she was going through a lot postpartum, pregnancy. Now she's doing Dancing with the Stars. So I feel like her, of all the girls, it feels a little removed from the group just because she did have to step away.
Yeah.
So I would love to see Jen, like after Dancing with the Stars, kind of integrate back into the group now that she's in a better place mentally. Because Jen is like a ray of sunshine. I always tell her she like lights up the room. And I would
Yeah.
say that she, of all people, is going to have that. So I'm excited to kind of see her step back into the group and really take that and run with it because she has a natural ability to do that. But like her life just kind of took a turn for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to play. Actually, I'm going to go back. There are two people that I really like that I like in my own kind of space that I like see, oh, I like what you're doing as an
Oh
influencer.
yeah.
There's one who I like creatively, and then another person who I like what they're posting creatively, and another person I
Ooh,
like the
okay.
business deal structure of what they're doing. So
Because they're
there's
two
a
different
woman.
things.
They're two different people, two different things, right? So Skylar Marshai is like an influencer I think is really cool that does these like really artsy, beautiful like posts. Like a brand comes to her
Ooh,
that's like, I don't know, it might be like a shoe brand, and then she like puts the shoes in her hair and they're like floating. Like she just comes up with
I
such creative, cool ideas. So I really love her work. From a
love
business
that.
perspective, I was watching this YouTube video about, I think his name is Rob Dyrdek, Dyrdek, something like
Oh,
that,
Dear
from
Deck, yeah.
Dear Deck, thank you, from Ridiculousness. He has this TV
Yes.
show on MTV. And I was watching this video about how well he negotiated deals. I like a good deal negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
So what he did was he had the show on MTV. He had the ability to go negotiate his own brand deals and also bring them to MTV. So he went
Ooh,
out, he was like, went to, for example, Carl's Jr. And so he was like, Carl's Jr., come advertise on my show on MTV. But also, I got some other things on the side that I'm also working on. I'm working on a skate park. I'm working on this thing and that thing. So the advertisement, he's like in Ridiculousness wearing the like Carl's Jr. crazy outfit. But he's also doing something where like in the skate park, there's like a Carl's Jr. Star on like the skate ramp. And so he's
I love
negotiating
that.
these side deals, leveraging the fact that he's got this big TV brand partnership. And I was like, oh, that's so smart. So I like a good deal and like things people are
Uh-huh.
doing strategically.
I also love that with him because his like brand is kind of like being ridiculous and being crazy, but he's also a smart businessman and you wouldn't know that
Right.
till you research. He's
Right. That's
sneaky.
right. That's right. Yeah, you can't judge a book. Okay. So
No.
I want to play one last game with you. It is
Okay.
called Collab, Cancel, Copy. So I'm going to give
Ooh.
you three people. You tell me which person you would collaborate with, like you do a partnership with. You
Okay.
would cancel, you're going to mute them, unfollow them, hard pass. Or copy, like you're not going to work with them, but you'll want to steal some of their strategy and what they're
Ooh.
doing. Okay.
Love
We'll do
it.
like 2 rounds of this.
Okay.
Okay. So Jojo Siwa,
Ooh, okay.
Kim Kardashian,
Okay.
Bethany Frankel. Who are you collabing with? Who are
Ooh.
you canceling? Who are you copying?
Okay. I'm copying Kim K because I feel like her archetype is exactly what I am. My family is like the Kardashians. We bicker, we fight, we have businesses together. I just love her work ethic. Everyone says I'm the Kim of my family. Like I hustle, I work, I'm a workaholic. So I would copy her. Bethany Frankel, I would collab with because she's done some iconic collabs and she's such a businesswoman. So I would love to collab with her, but also like
Yeah.
learn from her. And then I would cancel JoJo just because I feel like her brand's all over the place and I feel like no one knows what to expect.
Fair. Okay, fair. All right, one more round. We'll do a Mom Talk edition. So
Love
collab,
it.
cancel, copy.
Okay.
Taylor,
Okay.
Demi, Jen.
Okay. Ooh, okay. I'm going to say copy Taylor. And the reason I say that is because you'll see in the upcoming season that I go through some hard things and she really helped me through it. And
Yeah.
she's been like a very inspirational person to me. And the fact that like she had a lot of public scrutiny and she handled it with grace and turned it around and turned it into what we have today. So
Yeah.
I would love to copy that. I would collab with Jen because I do her hair and we like end up working together a lot for that. And like we make fun videos together. And Jen is again just like a ray of sunshine. I would have to cancel to me just because of the issues we've had in the past. So even though we're good now, like I feel like that's the natural choice.
Fair enough. Fair enough. This is such a fun conversation to have with you, not just about like the business of being an influencer, but also what it looks like to work with friends. Because friends are people who are like in close proximity to you. You know their talent, you know their skill set. A lot of us want to work with our friends, and it's interesting to hear how you've navigated that inside of your whole portfolio of businesses. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me. It was so fun.